Welcome to our channel, Book by Book. Let's
Yeah.
talk about something I think we all feel sometimes. This weird paradox of modern life.
Yeah.
Your calendar's jammed, your email is just
Mhm.
out of control, you feel busy like constantly. But then you look back at your day or your week and think, what did I actually get done? There's this empty feeling.
Right. Like you're running hard, but not actually going anywhere.
Exactly, stuck on a treadmill.
Yeah, that feeling is pretty much the diagnosis Greg McKeown gives for our world today, isn't it? This hyper-connected, always-on culture.
Okay.
We're sort of conditioned to think that just being busy, just doing stuff equals achievement. But McKeown points out, and it's pretty clear when you think about it, the issue isn't that you need another time management hack.
Right, not another app.
No. The real problem is you're spread too thin. You're
Yeah.
doing more, maybe, but achieving less of what, actually matters to you.
And he offers a solution, right?
Right.
A different way to operate.
Yeah, a powerful one. It's all laid out in his book from 2014, Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. And McKeown, he's not just writing theory, he's a strategist, worked with big names like Apple, Google, LinkedIn.
Wow, okay. So he saw this firsthand.
He saw this exact problem, this sort of diffused effort, really hurting productivity even at the top levels.
So what's our goal here today with this book summary?
Well, our mission is to kind of unpack the core philosophy of the essentialist. Think of it as an antidote to that constant busyness.
An antidote, I like that.
Yeah, it shifts your focus. It's not just about managing time slots better. It's about consciously managing your energy, your attention. It's a systematic discipline. It's about being intentional, doing less, yes, but doing it better, really getting back in control.
Okay, let's dig into that core idea then. What exactly is essentialism? How's it different from, say, just general productivity tips?
So the main idea, and it's actually quite liberating when you get it, is that you simply cannot do everything. You just can't.
Okay, accept reality.
Exactly. But you can do what truly matters. Essentialism is this relentless, disciplined pursuit of less, of like intentional simplicity.
Intentional simplicity.
Yeah. It means getting crystal clear on your purpose, figuring out the vital few things, tasks, opportunities, whatever, and then, this is the hard part, having the guts to just cut out all the trivial many.
That sounds great, but also really hard. Culturally, we're pushed towards more is better, right?
Really?
And saying no, that feels risky. You worry about your job or,
Right.
just letting people down. Or that FOMO thing, fear of missing out. It's real.
Oh, absolutely. That's the big mental block we have to get over. And it leads to the first key lesson. You have to embrace trade-offs.
Trade-offs.
Yeah. The culture lies to us, says we can have it all, do it all, and essentialist knows that's just not true. It's actually a dangerous path.
How so?
Because every time you say yes to something that isn't truly essential, you're automatically, unavoidably saying no to something that probably is more important.
Like deep work or family time or even just rest.
Exactly. The cost is always there. You're not just spending time, you're scattering your energy, your focus, and that just dilutes your impact everywhere.
Right. I remember hearing Steve Jobs talk about focus.
Yes. He really got this. He said focus wasn't about saying yes to the one great idea. It was about saying no to like 1,000 other great ideas.
Saying no to good ideas to make space for the great ones.
Precisely.
Mhm.
And essentialism gives you the tools, the sort of mechanism to make those really tough choices.
Okay, so what does that mechanism look like? How do you build that filter without getting, paralyzed by decisions?
McKeown gives us a really great question to ask for any new opportunity or request that comes your way. Ask yourself, if I didn't already have this opportunity, how much effort would I really put in to get it?
Okay, that's clarifying.
Isn't it? If the answer isn't a strong, enthusiastic, yeah, a lot, then it's probably a distraction. Think of your life, your commitments, like a closet. Yeah, or maybe a curated gallery is better. You don't just cram everything in. Every single item has to earn its place. It has to be truly valuable.
That makes sense. And that clarity, that filter, leads right into what's probably the toughest part for most people. Actually saying no and saying it, gracefully.
The execution.
Yeah. Understanding it is one thing, but doing it, it can feel like you're burning bridges or something.
Right. And the mindset shift here is crucial. Saying no isn't selfish. It's strategic. It's smart. You're protecting your energy, your ability to contribute where it counts most.
Protecting your contribution.
Exactly. McKeown emphasizes it's about integrity. Staying true to what you've decided is essential rather than chasing that temporary good feeling you get from just pleasing everyone all the time.
Okay, but practically,
Yeah.
say someone important asks you to do something urgently, and you try that soft no thing like, oh, I wish I could, but I'm really focused on Project X right now. Won't they just push back or ask again later?
That's a really good point, and yeah, sometimes they might try. That's where the discipline part of essentialism comes in. The soft no works because it frames your refusal around a priority.
Which is harder to argue with.
Exactly. It's not just a random no, but the key is don't say yes just because you feel pressured in the moment. You have to pause. Check it against your filter. Then, if it's a no, state it clearly and firmly, but politely. You don't need a long excuse or apology.
Just state the boundary.
State the boundary. Don't negotiate it. That pause is where you take back control. It stops you from making commitments you'll regret.
That pause is powerful.
It really is. And, just remember how many incredibly successful people rely on this. Think about that Warren Buffett quote.
Oh, yeah, the one about successful versus very successful people.
That's the one. He said, basically, the difference is that very successful people say no to almost everything.
Almost everything. Wow.
Right. So if you find saying no difficult, well, that quote should kind of validate that you're actually on the right track. You're doing something important.
Okay, so we've got embracing trade-offs, saying no. What's next in the essentialist approach? McKeown talks about exploring before committing, right?
Yes, absolutely. Stop reacting on impulse and start, exploring options properly before you jump in.
So how do essentialists get that clarity? How do they even know what they should be saying yes to in the first place?
They deliberately create space to think. It sounds simple, but it's radical. Non-essentialists are reactive, always jumping at the next shiny object. Essentialists schedule time, actual time in their calendar, just for thinking, for exploring. They ask themselves questions like, does this really line up with my main goal? Is this the absolute best use of my specific skills right now? Where can I make the biggest impact? And crucially, what would actually happen if I just didn't do this?
Sometimes the answer is not much.
Often, it's like McKeown uses the metaphor of a buffet line.
Okay.
The non-essentialist runs down the line, piling their plate high with everything, just in case. Looks tempting, but then they feel bloated and regret it.
In there.
Right. The essentialist, though, maybe takes a little look first. They sample thoughtfully. They only choose the few things that will truly nourish them, that they'll really enjoy.
So it's about being selective before you commit resources.
Exactly. And that requires carving out that quiet time each week, just for reflection, to make deliberate choices, instead of just getting swept along by everyone else's requests.
Okay, so once you have that clarity, then comes the action part. Elimination and protection. This is about actually doing the important stuff well.
Yes. Less, but better. Doing the right things effectively, not just doing more things efficiently. And the elimination has to be, pretty ruthless.
Ruthless. How ruthless are we talking?
He uses that word specifically. It means really looking hard at your commitments. If something, a project, a meeting, a recurring task, doesn't clearly serve your essential purpose, you gotta cut it.
Like decluttering your schedule.
Exactly. Cancel those pointless meetings that drain your soul. Automate tasks if you can, maybe even quit projects that just aren't aligned anymore, even if it feels tough. Your time needs to serve your agenda.
It reminds me of, elite athletes. You mentioned Michael Phelps earlier.
Perfect example. He didn't dabble in 10 sports hoping one would stick.
No way.
He poured everything into swimming. That intense focus, that elimination of everything else is what allowed for that peak performance.
And then you need to protect that focus, right? It's not just about willpower.
No, definitely not just willpower. It's about building routines and systems that shield your essential work. Essentialists design their environment, their schedule, to make doing the important stuff easy and getting distracted hard.
So things like blocking out specific deep work time when you're most productive.
Yes, or having no meeting days or half days, making sure those critical tasks get done before the day runs away from you.
Guarding that time.
You have to. Think of your attention like a phone battery. It's finite. Routines, good systems, they act like the charger and help conserve the power for what really needs it. Structure isn't limiting. It actually creates the freedom and space you need.
Now, one part of the book that I found kind of surprising but also refreshing was the focus on things like rest, sleep, even play. We usually see those as, optional extras.
Right. Luxuries, maybe. But McKeown argues they are absolutely essential, non-negotiable.
Why? How do they fit into high performance?
Because peak output doesn't come from just grinding 24/7. That leads to burnout. Real, sustainable high performance is fueled by rejuvenation. Rest isn't downtime, it's an investment. Sleep isn't laziness, it's critical for cognitive function, problem solving.
And play.
Play is huge. It sparks creativity, lets your mind make unexpected connections. It's why innovative companies like, Google or 3M actually build in time for play or unstructured thinking. They know it pays off in innovation.
So pushing through exhaustion is actually counterproductive.
Totally counterproductive.
Yeah.
You make more mistakes, your thinking gets muddy. And this ties into the final piece, making the actual doing of the essential tasks feel effortless.
Effortless execution. How does that work?
It's about removing friction before you start. McKeown uses this great analogy of a riverbed. If the riverbed is full of rocks and junk, the water struggles to flow, right? It gets blocked. But if you clear out the debris...
The water just flows smoothly, naturally.
Exactly. So we do that by breaking big goals down into really small, manageable first steps, make it super easy to just get started. And crucially, by building in buffer.
Buffer, what's that?
It's basically leaving margin in your schedule, in your planning. It's accepting that stuff happens, unexpected things will come up.
Like meetings running late or kids getting sick.
Yeah, or tech glitches. If you schedule yourself at 100% capacity, the tiniest disruption throws everything off track. You get stressed, overwhelmed.
So build in some slack.
Essentialists build in maybe 20%, even 30% margin. It means they can handle the unexpected without the whole system collapsing. It absorbs stress.
And that connects back to decision-making, too, with the 90% rule he mentions.
Yes, another great filter. The 90% rule. If you're considering an opportunity or commitment, and you're not at least 90% sure it's the right thing, a definite yes.
Then it's an automatic no.
It's a clear no, no maybe, no agonizing. It just cuts through all that mental clutter of weighing pros and cons for things you're lukewarm about anyway.
It simplifies things drastically.
Instantly, and it saves you from drifting into mediocrity because you said yes to too many okay things instead of saving your energy for the truly great things.
Wow, okay. This gives such a clear picture of the essentialist way. Let's try and pull this together into some really practical, actionable steps someone listening can start using, like today, straight from the book.
Okay, yeah, let's list them out. Here's your starter kit for becoming more essentialist. First, practice the pause. Before you say yes to anything, pause. Give it a beat, maybe even 24 hours if you can.
Don't commit on impulse.
Never. Second, use that 90% rule. If it isn't a clear, enthusiastic heck yes, it should probably be a polite, firm no. Third, block out actual time just to think. Weekly, if possible. Clarity doesn't happen by accident. You need space for it.
Schedule reflection.
Yep. Fourth, actively eliminate. Find one non-essential thing, a meeting, a task, a subscription you don't use, and just cut it this week. Start small.
Okay, doable.
Fifth, prioritize rest and sleep. See them as vital for performance, not as optional rewards. And maybe even build in some play or downtime.
The essentials we forget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sixth, design your environment. Make it easy to do the important stuff. Put your running shoes by the door, turn off notifications, make distractions harder to access.
Set yourself up for success.
And finally, practice saying no. Say it clearly, politely, but without guilt. Remember, you're protecting your ability to contribute what matters most.
That's a fantastic list. A really concrete roadmap.
Yeah, that's really the heart of essentialism, isn't it? It's a path towards a more meaningful life. Not by cramming more in, but by choosing better, by choosing quality over quantity.
Regaining control.
That's the ultimate prize. Control over your time, your energy, your focus. And remember that powerful warning from McKeown. If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will.
Oof. That really hits home. A great thought to leave with. So if you really want to change things, living like an essentialist means living by design, not just reacting, not living by default.
Design, not default.
So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to consider as you go about your day. What is just one non-essential activity or maybe a commitment that you will consciously decide to stop doing this week? What will you eliminate to reclaim some of that focus and energy for what truly matters? Thank you for joining us for this book summary on essentialism. If you found this discussion helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more such helpful book summaries, share it with others, and like the summary to motivate us to keep bringing the best book summaries.